Well, I've got another episode of Airdrop Alpha for you today, jam-packed with stuff to do to qualify for some of the biggest airdrops of 2024. So let's jump right in. Starting off with one of the bigger announcements from today, which is that you can now go to Camino Finance and check your allocation. Now, these tokens are not currently claimable, but it just says coming soon. So the allocation I'm getting with this wallet here is 2,300 for honest farming on the platform. And then I'm also getting 4,000 tokens as a creator bonus because I made a video about Camino and then retroactively claimed clout for it. Of course, why not, right? Anyways, unless you were an OG, meaning you were using this platform prior to October of last year, everyone else's allocation was completely linear based on the amount of points you had relative to the total points on the platform. And then there was a smaller allocation of OG users that had a tiered airdrop. So if you ever used Camino Finance, definitely go and check your allocation and then get ready to claim tokens soon. And then also you'll notice that they added this little feature here, Stake Camino coming soon. So there's going to be some implications for this moving forward. I haven't yet decided if I'm going to stake and keep my assets on the platform or if I'm just going to sell and actually roll it over into farming other airdrops. So I'll get back to you on that. Anyways, in terms of the token price prediction, there's some pre-market trading on Drift and the current price is just under 17 cents per token. However, I've never found these pre-market price predictions to be incredibly accurate, and it's only when actual open market trading occurs that we get the true price discovery of what this thing is going to be worth. And then speaking of airdrops within the Solana eco, we just got the Wormhole token a couple of days ago. Honestly, it feels like longer than that. And they had a little mini announcement today, but still no specific dates on when staking is going to be enabled for Wormhole. So this right here is one of the co-founders of Wormhole, and they're hinting and talking about their roadmap, but still no specific timelines. And as a result of that, we've seen pretty much down-only price movement for this token since the launch, although I do expect that when staking is actually enabled and people lock up their tokens to try and farm other airdrops like Monad, we'll probably see the price of this thing rebound a bit. And I think a reasonable analog would actually be the Jupiter token, because if we zoom out here, you can see it kind of did nothing for a while, and then they enabled staking and voting on their Jupiter governance page in order to earn additional rewards. And since that, we've seen the price of the token skyrocket. So possibly, again, not financial advice. I don't know what this token is going to do, but I would honestly be shocked if the Wormhole token just keeps going down only forever, especially after they enable staking. And then just briefly on all of this, if you've been trying to do anything within the Solana eco over the past couple of days, it's been ridiculous. I don't know about you, but anytime I've tried to do a transaction, I keep getting errors. My transactions aren't going through. I have to click the button like 10 times before I actually hit something. And apparently a lot of it is because of these airdrops that are causing congestion on the network, but also there's this new protocol that launched called Ore Supply, where you can mine this digital currency on your computer or on your phone. And in order to do so, you just need to actually send a small amount of Solana to pay for transaction fees for the miner. And apparently this app is one of the things that's really clogging up the Solana ecosystem as well right now. Now, I haven't done a huge amount of research on this, and I would recommend you definitely do your own research before actually trying to mine this thing. Although just based on the small amount of due diligence that I've done, it actually does seem to be legit. And while technically not an airdrop, could be worth looking into. Next up, if you were farming the Every World airdrop, you can now go and claim your allocation for Season 1, Phase 1. Now, I haven't been farming this airdrop because these kinds of free social airdrops, they just take a lot of time. But the TLDR is that they have games that you can play, quests that you can do, social things like interacting with them on Twitter, and you earn points to get this free to earn airdrop. So Season 1 claim is live right now, and if you want to try and farm future seasons, of course you can do that. And then another one of these social free to earn airdrops that looks like it's around the corner is Block. You've probably seen people spamming Block all over Twitter, and the snapshot is going to be in 3 days on Monday, April 8th. So this is basically your last chance to try and farm this one. I have spoken about Block before. Basically, you download some little mobile games on your phone, you complete challenges on them, and then you also do the social interactions on Twitter under the airdrop tab here. it tells you the ways that you can earn points. So again, this is one of these things that I haven't been actively farming that much, but if you want to give it a go, there's still 3 days left. Next up, an airdrop that I'm more excited for is the Kim exchange, which is the DEX or one of the biggest DEXs on the mode L2. And it looks like they are launching via Superchain 1, and they're also launching in April. So we got Ion, we got Kim, and the mode token itself is supposed to be launching in April as well. Season 1 of their airdrop anyways. Next up, let's talk briefly about Linea, because there's this key piece of information that you need to know if you want to continue farming it moving into their next phase of the airdrop campaign, which is the surge. So if you saw their previous announcements or heard me speak about it on the channel, basically they're going to try and get people to bridge more capital to Linea and then to use it in DeFi apps and provide liquidity and things like that. And apparently there's an early adopters multiplier. So this right here is coming directly from the Linea Discord server. This is one of the admins of the Linea Discord server, and they have confirmed that if you want to get a multiplier on all of your points, Linea Experience Points LXPL, for the next phase of the campaign, you can deposit 0.1 ETH or more in liquidity into a DeFi app or protocol on Linea. So the snapshot for early adopters has not currently happened, and if you want to get this multiplier for the next phase of their campaign, what you need to do is go over to the Linea ecosystem tab and just find something that is on their list of official ecosystem apps. A couple of good examples are Stargate. So I actually provided 0.1 ETH on Stargate. And this is a good way to do it because it's a multi-airdrop qualifier. You got Layer 0 and you got Linea. Then another decent option would be Zero Lend. So if you provide 0.1 ETH on Zero Lend, you'll earn LXPL. It's actually confirmed it right here. And then you also qualify for the Zero Lend airdrop. So if you're gonna do this, I would recommend doing it ASAP just to make sure that you get in before that early adopter snapshot, and then also pick an app that doesn't have a token, so it's a 2-for-1 at minimum. Okay, next up, talking about Ethereum L2s, we got this long post here from one of the co-founders of ZK Sync. And if we scroll down to the bottom to this last little paragraph here, we can see that the decentralization of the network is the most critical step. That's their sole focus right now. They've made huge progress and we are coming close. So ZK Sync maybe also by the end of April, possibly May, I don't know. Keep pushing transactions here and there until they officially announce the snapshot, but we will obviously have the ZK Sync token soon. All right, next up, let's talk about Saga, which was an airdrop that was confirmed for TIA stakers, Atom stakers, a few other types of stakers. It looks like the token genesis is gonna be on the 9th of April, so just a couple of days next week, and this was announced by Binance because they're doing their launch pad or launch pools on Binance for the Saga token. And then another piece of information that was dug up from the Saga Discord is that instead of taking tokens that people forgot to claim or didn't claim and reallocating them to those that did, they're actually going to be rolling over those extra tokens into season 2 of the airdrop. So unlike what we saw with Dimension, for example, where people saw a bump up in their airdrop allocation after the people that didn't claim had their tokens revoked and reallocated, we're not seeing that with Saga. All right, next. This is a pretty interesting announcement for the Athena airdrop on the Mantle L2. So previously I talked about how you can use Pendle YTs to leverage up on the Athena airdrop campaign. Well, now Init Capital has actually released a new feature that is basically auto leveraging. So if you go to Init Capital, you click this purple button at the top that says hook, and then you select the USDE looping hook option. The way that it works is that it automates the process of lending and borrowing and leveraging up on USDE for the Athena airdrop campaign. So instead of doing it manually like what I did in my massive 20-for-1 airdrop campaign, Init is actually going to take care of the whole process for you. Now there is going to be an APY for borrowing, so you'll have to pay in excess of 20% on that position. But the theory is that you hold this position open for a couple of months until the Athena airdrop 2 comes through, and that should be a lot more than the 20% interest that you pay for this looping strategy. So if you want to do it, you need to have some USDE in your wallet. You can purchase it on a DEX like Merchant Mo, then you can bring it over to Init Capital. You select how much you want to put into the strategy, and then you select how much leverage you want to use, and it will automatically borrow and loop it for you. Now, unfortunately, it looks like the borrow caps for this pool have already been hit. It won't even let me put 100 USDE into it. And I've actually been trying to make a deposit into Init Capital on just their money market. and the borrow caps keep getting hit for this as well. However, they do keep raising them periodically. So if you want to try this strategy, I would recommend just coming back once in a while or checking their Twitter to see when they raise the caps. And I think that this is a reasonable way to farm the Athena Finance airdrop as well as using Pendle. Okay, next up, there's a bunch of new cube missions or quests on layer 3 that you can complete that will earn you these cubes that will qualify you for the layer 3 airdrop. And you can also actually earn a share of 200,000 in token rewards, things like the OP token, for example. So I'll leave a link to this down below. And if you're farming the layer 3 airdrop, this is a good way that you can rack up some more cubes. Next up, yesterday I mentioned this NFT that I aped into to get a waitlist spot for these D-Pioneer NFTs. This is supposed to have a bunch of utility within the decentralized physical infrastructure network of Solana with major projects like Uprock, Grass, IONET, and they've also actually partnered with Wen. But then I was actually looking at the tokenomics for Uprock and I realized that they have allocated fully 50% of the UPT token to the community. So a large part of that is going to be for airdrops, but who knows, it's possible that there could be some benefits for holding their new NFT collection, which they're launching as well. So food for thought if you put your name down on the waitlist and put one soul in to reserve a spot for this. I don't know, the more research that I do on this, the more bullish I become. Definitely not financial advice though. Okay, the final thing that I wanted to mention today is that the Venom Network launched season 1 of their quests, and there's a 10 million Venom prize pool that you're competing for. This quest line is going to have 6 stages. And honestly, just looking at it, I know for sure that I'm going to fade it because ain't nobody got time for that. But if you are still interested in farming the Venom Network and the Venom token, time to get cracking. So that's it for today's alpha. Hopefully you found this useful. As always, thanks so much for watching and have a great day.